Haley Legends, welcome to week 5. It's officially our last week of online art class. So next week you'll be doing your Legends project with your second hour teacher. So this is it. This is the last thing that we're going to be doing together before summer. Um, Now, this week it's all about art therapy because before we left for this weird quarantine time at home, I told a lot of you that my wife would be coming in and talking about art therapy at some point, and I wanted to make sure that I kept my promise. So this is my wife Jana, and she is a she is a professional art therapist. So you're going to learn a little bit about what she does this week, and also you'll have an optional art activity to go with that learning too this week. So what we have here, so I'm going to move over to this screen. So in Google Classroom, you'll see under week 5, so when you go into Google Classroom, classwork, down to week 5, so same deal that we've been doing. You'll see two things at this point. You'll see a week 5, a week with an art therapist assignment, and then you'll also see this little material here that says for Monday, what is art therapy? So if you go into the assignment and you click on your learning guide, the same one we've been using for a month now, it's going to open up your learning guide. You can scroll all the way down to week 5. It's at the very end now. And this is going to look pretty much the same whether it's middle school or high school. So right now I'm using one that is set up for middle school. So if you're in high school, the dates are just going to change a little bit, but the information is going to be similar. So first thing is on Monday, we have an introduction to art therapy. And then day 2, so high school, that's Tuesday, middle school, Wednesday, we're going to have an interview for you. So I'm going to explain that in a moment. And then Thursday will be an optional art activity. I'll also explain why that's optional. And then after that, any assignments that you have not turned in need to be turned in by May 29th, the very last day of school, to receive credit for our online art course. So keep that in mind. I will remind you throughout this week. If you're missing anything, make sure you get it in by that May 29th date. If you're having trouble with anything, please reach out to me, talk to me. So I'm happy to help you with that. So let's jump into what we're going to be doing this week. So that's an overview. We're going to jump to Monday. So what do I do on Monday? So the first thing you are going to do, you're going to click this link here. Click here. It's going to open a form. It looks like this. And you are going to watch a video. So a short video about what is art therapy. And then all I want you to do is give me your information so that way I can record, yes, you did the assignment, and then ask a question. So you're going to ask a question about art therapy, something that comes to mind when you watch that video. And then what we're going to do, so Gianna, my wife, and I are going to record a video answering your questions about art therapy for you. So if we jump back over to this learning guide, so we have day 1, Monday, watch the video, answer the question. Then, before day 2, whether it's Wednesday or Tuesday for high school, we're going to record an interview answering those questions for you. So any questions that you have, we'll answer in that video about art therapy so you can learn a little bit more about the profession. So right there, those two things, those are what are required for week 5 for you to get credit for that assignment. Now, we jump down to the next day and Thursday. So Thursday, you have an optional assignment. So now this assignment, so I would encourage you to do it. Give it a try. It's something, there's no right or wrong. Just something to try making art and just creating a little bit. So it's called visual journaling, and a visual journal. So my wife is going to explain in this video. So lots of video stuff this week. So hopefully it helps kind of guide you through the learning about art therapy. But Jana will guide you through what a visual journal is, why it's important, and how it ties into art therapy here. So the reason that's optional, it's it may be something that that's difficult for some people to do. Whether finding supplies, you can really use any supplies that you can find around your home. It's also something that sometimes based on your history and your experiences, it can be difficult. It can bring up big feelings and emotions, and some of that stuff is really difficult to share. So that's why it's optional. So if you do a visual journal, and you feel comfortable sharing it with me, I would love to see your work. I always love to see the stuff that you create. But again, that is something that is optional, but I'd still highly encourage you to give it a try. Then the last thing, one more time, May 29th. So the last day to get your stuff in. If you have not turned stuff in, get it done, get it turned in. Send me an email if you have questions. I'll also be posting this week when I'll have open Google Meet sessions if you need to ask questions that way. So we'll make sure that we connect and I get you the information you need. And then lastly, the very last slide. So since we're talking about art therapy, everything that we're talking about this week, it's not a professional therapy session. It's learning about the profession, and doing these art activities. Like I said, they can bring up big feelings, big emotions, based on past experiences. So that's not meant to be something scary. I'm not trying to scare you, but if you do feel like you need to talk to somebody, so our guidance counselors, I listed our guidance counselors, their email names right here. So their name at godfreylee.org, and also their office hours if you need to reach them. That's when they'll be online and you can connect with them. And you can also just shoot me an email, get in contact with me, and I can connect you with one of the counselors as well. So just this week, if something comes up and you need to talk to somebody, reach out and we'll get you connected with somebody. So look forward to seeing what you create and looking forward to the questions that you have for our interview. So make sure to do that Monday assignment, and have a great week.